Welcome back to Procrastination Garage. My name's Matt. Well, again, I find myself filming the intro after I've already done the video, and maybe that's just the way it's supposed to be. I don't know. Anyway, so I know what's in this video, and what we've got is it's now studded tire season, so we had to take care of studded tires on a couple of vehicles. My daughter's Mazda 5 van, it needs new studded tires, and so we started the prep work for it. We took a drive up to the mountains to check out the snow conditions, and were pleasantly surprised. And then I worked on a snowmobile. I say worked on, I basically got it cleaned up and got it ready to go into the shop to have some service work done. So sit back and relax and hope you enjoy the video. It's that time of year again. Actually, November 1st was. Time to put the studded tires on. So we're going to do the Venza and the old Dodge Caravan. But of course we've got driveway issues. Too many vehicles in the way. And I want to use the bay that the motorhome is in since that's the only open bay I really have. So let's move some stuff around. All right, now let's take the green truck and go get our tires that we need. Tires! That's what we need right there. Load it up, let's take them up to the shop. I've got the ass end jacked up. We're ready to do the two rear tires. Already have done the two front tires. They're all tightened down. Just need to check air pressure and put some hubcaps on there. So what's the rule? Why are we doing the Venza first? Because if Mama ain't happy, nobody's happy. So she's the one that's most concerned about having studded tires on. So we get hers done first. So let's get these rear two done. This is tire number 4. And a little over 35. The Venza is done. A couple of things to consider. These studded tires are directional, so you got to make sure you get them going on facing the right direction. And one way to help with that is every time you pull your tires off, mark where they were. Like these are the factory tires. This one came off of the right rear. And so when I put them back on in the spring, I will rotate them so this one will go to right front. So make sure you do that. And then also with this Venza, I have to have a different set of lug nuts. These are the factory lug nuts that clamp down on the aluminum wheels. And since those are steel wheels, I had to have a different set of lug nuts. No biggie, I had them. Interesting thing on this vehicle is that these tires sit in kind of far. It looks just a little bit goofy. And the reason for that is the back spacing on these steel wheels is not correct. We had actually bought these wheels for a Kia Sedona minivan we owned, and when that thing turned into being a piece of shit and we got rid of it, we just got lucky and the wheels and tires that we'd bought for the winter, one winter even, bolted right up to the Venza. So good enough. And the next victim is moved into place, the old Dodge Caravan. This Caravan used to belong to my mom, and we keep it around just for a spare vehicle to have, and so we have the studded tires for it, so we make sure it's studded up in the wintertime. I got all 4 tires changed over to studs, but one of these things is not like the other. Well, I can tell you what we're doing right now. We're just going to air it up and we'll see how bad of a leak it is, and then we'll pull it off and fix it another time. Now that the Caravan is out of the way, I went and grabbed the daughter's Mazda 5. All I'm doing is putting a different set of wheels on it because the wheels that are on it I need so I can put studded tires on them. So we're just doing a tire / wheel swap right now. And regarding the Caravan and the low flat right rear tire, why am I not doing anything about it right now? Well, I'd have to change the name of Procrastination Garage to something else. So why would I do it right now? All right, let's get these tires swapped. The first wheel is swapped. I'm getting ready to drop it down. Notice a piece of 2x6 underneath that tire? I could barely get the jack under it to get the old tire off, and the old tires are actually a little bit taller than these tires. So I was afraid that if I tried to lower it down, I couldn't get the jack out. So I'll get a 2x6 under each of the front tires, and then I won't have any problems. Heck, I'll even show you. Yeah, look at that, comes right out. Okay, the Mazda M5 has the tires and wheels swapped over. I'm not going to put my tools away. They're just going to sit right there. We're just going to call that procrastination. I'm not putting these tires and wheels back down the container. It's starting to rain. It's getting late in the afternoon. What I am going to do is put the motorhome back in the shop. So that's about it. Taking a break today. Headed up to see what the snow looks like. I know there's snow up there. I'm just not sure how much. Hang around. We'll find out in a little bit. There's snow right there. Looked like the snow level came down to about 1,500, 2,000 foot. Found snow. Not a whole lot. Now it looks to be 2-3 inches up here. I'll take a measurement here pretty soon. A little bit of snow. Not a ton, not enough to snowmobile, but hey. It's a start. It's now afternoon, and I'm still wandering around, following roads up here. It started to snow. There's about 4 inches of snow on this forest road. The snow's getting deeper. My front spoiler is catching the snow and flipping it up onto the windshield. Well, this is as far as I'm going. There's a tree down across the road, Some people have been going around it, but remember what I'm driving. So we're gonna stop right here. But what that tells me is that I need to get some guys together. We need to come up and cut that tree out of the way. So I'll check, see how deep the snow is. Turned around, headed back down. Snow depth about 8 to 9 inches. That's not bad. And while the snow's not deep enough for me to snowmobile in, I did see some snowmobile tracks. Somebody was up here. Headed back down the mountain. Well, what I discovered is we've got some work to do up here. We've got some trees that are down, and we've got one of our snow park parking lots we need to clean up. So I'll talk to some guys and we'll see about getting that done either later this week or next week. Hopefully we don't get any more snow to make that more difficult. I'd like to say time has just snuck up on me, but it hasn't. I've been thinking about it for weeks, months, all summer. Snowmobile season is pretty much here, or at least it will be shortly. I need to get my sled into the shop tomorrow, well, today for service tomorrow. And then I've got some things to do once we get it back home. But for now, let's just get it out of here, washed and loaded in the truck. First things first, it's been on a battery tender all summer, at least off and on, because it wasn't plugged in just now. So I've got it pre-wired for it, just like I pre-wired everything else I own. So I just need to unplug it and then take my storage box off the back and put my stuff away and just get the thing out of the trailer. One thing about it, this one, it'll fire right up, I bet. All right, let's see if she fires up or not. That's my baby. Getting this old girl out in the sunlight, you can see how filthy she is. Kind of looks like mostly pollen on it. Anyway, we'll wash it and dry it and make it as pretty as we can. All right, she's cleaned up. Looks better than she did. My use of this sled is borderline abusive. Okay, it is abusive. Mechanically, it's in good shape, but cosmetically, I tend to ride in the trees, through the trees, over the trees, and it shows. You can see I've got a spot underneath there that I just covered with duct tape. Scratches all up and down the side. One of the hand guards on that side is broken a little bit. And then I did something at the end of last season I wasn't even aware of. I broke this piece loose. And then this whole side panel here is pretty scuffed pretty bad. But this one really kind of wasn't my fault. I slid off an icy trail and there's just nothing I could do about it. But the sled survived pretty well, so I was happy with that. So anyway, I'm gonna get it loaded in the truck. I think before I take it down, one thing I am gonna do, I've got ice scratchers. You can see it there, that one's broken. I do have replacements that I ordered. I think there'll be a quick swap. There's the one that's not broken. And then I'm thinking maybe I'll tighten up the chain case real quick if I can. So let's go. They are not making it easy to adjust the chain case, to adjust the chain inside the chain case on this thing. It looks like I've got to remove this big monster muffler. And of course to do that, I've got some springs I've got to undo here. And then I've got a sensor connection I've got to undo. So let's get to it. There's that big suitcase out. Came out of there. And there's our adjuster right there. So easy to get to now. Only one spring really gave me problems. It was the one that was connected to the back side of the muffler here. There was no good way of getting on either end of it. I finally popped it off and it went ping, but luckily it just dropped down. I was able to find it. So I'm gonna jack the back of the sled up to get the tension off the track so we can move it a little bit while we adjust that. It's a done deal. I've already done it. Basically, you loosen this jam nut right there, and then you're supposed to be able to screw this long threaded rod in with your fingers and do it finger tight. Unfortunately, this one won't screw with your finger, so I use a pair of pliers. So I tightened it up a little bit, and then I backed it off. And this is all for naught because this chain case cover, when we get the sled back, is coming off. We're going to change the oil, and we'll check what we'll do is we'll adjust it as we're putting it back together. so we can actually visually see it. But for now, we're done in here. Just need to get the can back on and get the springs back. Can's back, now to put the springs. You got to be extra careful putting these springs in, because if one of them launches, it goes up in there, and then you got to pull the can back out and hope you can find it. So just do it one at a time, carefully, take your time. You're not going to see it, I'm just going to do it. Of course, if I launch one up in there, you'll know about it. All the springs are back in, and I'd be lying if I said this is probably the first time I've done this without sending a spring shooting somewhere. Things just went my way. All right, need to get the side cover back on, and then what we're going to do is we're going to set the ramp up. We're going to pull the sled partway up the ramp to where we can get it a better working angle to replace that ice scratcher. It's got one bolt going through it, bolt head there, and nut on the back. So we just need a socket and a wrench that fit. 13 is the magical size. Of course, I dropped the nut back here, and I don't know where it is. There it is. Apparently we got to undo that other one too. All right, old one's off. Now explain to me how I lost the bolt to go through that hole right there. I don't remember hearing it fall. It came out of here. Where did it go? It's not that I don't have new bolts. It came with the kit. I just don't like losing things. And I have no clue. Where did it go? I guess I'll get a new one. It'll turn up somewhere. All right, did you guys see it? I didn't see it until I went and got the new bolt. Now I found it. It was very advantageous doing it this way, because these things are spring preloaded, and if I didn't have this hole right here, I'd be fighting it a little bit. So. Replaced, and then it rides right up there. Perfect. Take a few minutes to get the tools put away. All loaded up, ready to go. And of course I've got a traveling companion, a Skeeter. That's going to be a wrap on this week's Procrastination Garage. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you hit the like button. Hope you'll subscribe, and I hope you tell your friends about it. Remember, the goal of Procrastination Garage, first and foremost, is to get me out of the house so I'm not sitting around watching TikTok and YouTube, which I tend to do if I'm not motivated. And secondary is to entertain you guys, and hopefully I'm accomplishing that as well. So remember, this is Procrastination Garage. My name's Matt, and I hope to see you next week.